LifeWave is back. LifeWave.
You may have heard it said that people say necessity is the mother of invention. But actually, what I found is that divine inspiration is the actual key that unlocks the impossible.
Here we go. Divine inspiration from the CEO, David Schmidt of the MLM scheme LifeWave.
I didn't know those things when I was a young 8-year-old telling my dad I wanted to be an inventor. I just knew I wanted to create things.
Okay, this isn't a set. He has, I think this is at LifeWave headquarters. He's commissioned this to be built. And I think it's like something of a spaceship. He really likes Star Trek. He is even paid William Shatner to shill for him. And this is a corridor. They've done this whole big thing. So I just can't even believe this is reality. So if you've been in Monet, or if you've been in, I don't know, some other multi-level marketing company, Arbonne, and then you'd be so excited to think, oh, I'm going to visit the factory, I'm going to visit head office. And when you're in one of these schemes, that is really exciting. So can you imagine how excited LifeWave participants would be if they got to see this? This is the best headquarters ever. Look at this.
And maybe even change the world in the process. As I grew up, my thirst and hunger to invent only became stronger, and I looked for a way to channel my energies into something that could benefit people.
Look at that. Now, if I was here, I would take off my shoes and I'd come running around that corner so fast and I would slide the whole way across, and I'd set up my phone on one of those railings somehow. And as I would slide by, I'd go like this and I'd slow it down. That's what I would do.
Then, one day, when driving home from work, I received what I would call a divine insight. What if we...
Look at this! So he says that he has received divine insight. Now, I've covered LifeWave, a lot of other anti-MLM content creators. They've also covered LifeWave. Search for them. It's hilarious. They're also fondly known as Lobster Jesus. There's lore with this company. But David Schmidt, I don't know whether this is a new embellishment to the story or if he's like continuing to fibble perchance. But originally I thought that the whole story was he was at a Bible study and he came across some passage in the Bible that really struck him. And then he made the letters of the sentence into numbers and then did some configuration with the numbers and discovered the immortal code, which is why lobsters are immortal. And lobsters would be immortal if they didn't die. You see, that's how it works. If lobsters, they just like, poof, however they shed their shell or outgrow their shell, if they kept doing that, they would live forever. And this corresponds with this code that he figured out. And then this is why he made these patches that you stick on your body. And he also made technology for Navy SEALs. Are you confused? Yeah, it's confusing. It doesn't make any sense. And so then now he's telling this story of that he was driving and he was hit by divine inspiration. So I don't know. This is new to me. Mind you, I'm not, following LifeWave too closely. But it seems to me that what was put out there was a completely different story. He was at this Bible study, this whole code, the adding of the numbers and, retranslating it and whatever. And now he was driving. So I don't know about that. And look at this. I mean, this would be fun to attend, but these poor brainwashed participants are going to be hooked in even deeper just because how awesome this looks. Look at those glowing lights. It really does look like you're on some kind of spaceship. I bet you he just spends all his time in here.
We use light in an entirely new way to communicate with the human body. That's when the LifeWave patch technology was born, and the rest...
X39. That's it. People put the patch on. It does all kinds of stuff. Participants claim it cures everything. Me? I think it does fuck all. I really do. And it's just sad because there's so many people that get sucked into this. And you can imagine that if there's a chance that their medical condition or underlying like health issue could be resolved and they've tried everything, they're the perfect targets for this, as are older people as well. Because this company is sold as being a really good Christian company. So people of faith, people of that faith are targeted by this. They think, oh, this is legitimate. This is a good Christian man. He would never scam me. He would never lie to me. I don't have to do any more research. I completely trust this company. And it's a sticker that you put on, and then it's a high cost. And if it doesn't work to relieve you of pain or fix the issue, what participants say is that, well, it has to get to other underlying issues that you didn't realize you had before. And if it still doesn't work, well, there's like a detox period. And if it still doesn't work, you need to drink more water. There's always going to be, it doesn't work. And then there's participants that also say you can buy as many different patches as you want and put them all over your body. And sometimes you have to keep moving them around and find the exact right configuration for it then to heal you, whatever. No matter what you do, it's always going to be your fault. You haven't purchased the right patch. You haven't purchased the right patch combination, because this X39, I think, is the one. Like, that's what they're known for. I can't even believe I'm talking about this like it's a real thing. This MLM space is just nuts.
As they say, is history.
It doesn't glow, though. That's I think artistic rendering. You know, they're being inspired by it, making it like, ooh, it's this light. It's just a sticker. Yes.
Sometimes I find it really hard to believe that this year I was issued
X39 Glutathione Biophoto,
my 200th
double helix
patent.
Conductor LifeWave X20 flux capacitor.
An accomplishment that makes me feel just so incredibly blessed.
Yes.
It's a testament.
We have all these patents. I think this guy is a serial patent filer. I think he's at 200 patents or whatever.
That through the power of prayer, recognizing God as Lord and Creator, the power of persistence, and yeah, a lot of hard work. But
he wants to be in his own movie, and there's a documentary. I don't know if it's been made, but there's a documentary in the works. We're going to look at that next. It kind of you'll see. It kind of has the flavor of like, what the bleep do we know? Do you remember that? Kind of has that flavor, or that, what's that meme of that guy with his hair sticking out? It's like, are there aliens here? You know? It has that vibe.
As I get to do what I love to do every day, I fully acknowledge that it is through the great teamwork of our
Here we go. Look at this.
Incredible global corporate staff, and of course, our amazing field leaders and brand partners.
This is reality, people. This is going on in 2025. This isn't a joke. This is another multi-level marketing scheme, and it has all these people behaving in this way. The product doesn't really matter, you know. It's like what Douglas Brooks says. It's an MLM is a compensation plan in search of a product. But you can see the hype and the reverence that these products get imbued with. And there's always this ridiculous story behind it. I mean, you couldn't just invent something or file a patent or create something. It has to be divine inspiration. He has to walk through. I wonder how many takes this took, or whether it was an editing with the light going on. Lord God, our Savior, divine inspiration. You didn't just invent it. No, there has to be this whole backstory to keep people plugged into this scheme, this MLM scheme.
Without them, LifeWave wouldn't be what it is today. And I find it so incredible that with all of this, we're just getting started.
It looked like light bright.
After over 6 years of research.
Look at this. This thing, it's like a warp core. Or whatever that term is. It's like this is the core, the nuclear core of the spaceship. Can you imagine going to see this? These LifeWave participants are going to have a hard time getting out if they go visit this headquarters, because it looks pretty awesome. You can now deliver light-infused water to your body at the touch of a button, allowing you to achieve health benefits that have never been before possible. Look at that. Looks like a Keurig. An Agic move over. LifeWave has entered the scene.
With our X2O system. And not to mention that this also opens up
You thought H2O was something? You haven't heard of X2O.
an entirely new market for LifeWave. I have also worked with our research team to create an entirely new way of producing clean and abundant energy that will power your home, your electric car, and even generate enough power that you can sell the excess electricity back to the grid.
Well, can you imagine that? That sounds like a pretty sweet deal. I better sign up with LifeWave. David Schmidt, he's invented with their research team, a new energy. You're going to be creating so much energy. You can sell it to people. You can sell it back to the grid. I'm laughing, but I know there's so many good people that are caught in this, and they're going to be talking about this, and people are going to be looking at them, and they're going to be like, well, what do I even say, you know? And if you are in LifeWave and you're starting to exit and realize, oh boy, I really got sucked in, didn't I? I understand. Humor helps to laugh at this stuff. You were deceived, and you were in an MLM scheme. It's just nuts to see the lengths that these companies will go to. And what happens when they're left to just run amok without any enforcement of regulations? This is where we're at. It can just, like, the preposterousness, it just grows exponentially, just as the levels of any kind of scheme with infinite people to recruit in an endless chain. So too is the endless energy supply that you can sell back to people. It doesn't matter if you're in LifeWave and you're buying X39 patches, you can also I wonder if you can get that energy on auto ship too, how that's going to work, how this energy is going to be transmitted. I wonder if it's going to be transmitted like that olive tree, the olive tree people, the olive groves. They put a little wire on the tree and then it transmits frequency to anybody worldwide. You just have to pay for it. How's that going to work? How are you going to sell that back to the grid? I wonder how that works, like in different countries. If it's municipal or provincial or state or federal. I wonder what grid do you go back to? Do you knock on somebody's door? Hey, I've got a new energy. I'm going to be producing so much. I'm just curious. Would you like me to sell it back to you? MLMs need to end. This is where we're at. Look at this thing.
We release this new technology, it will provide you with a new financial opportunity while also helping to clean up the planet in the process. Something else I'm really proud of is that we're also launching our new drone technology as we speak. What I love about our community is that we are a group of people wanting to be part of the solution and helping those in need. You
thought you were just signing up for X39 patches to help you get a little bit more energy, maybe cure cancer. No, what you can do is you can, there's a new way to create energy, and it's going to be able to provide everything that you need, and you're going to actually be able to sell it back to the grid. And then when like a country gets bombed, LifeWave will send out drones and it will drop X39 patches down in little boxes with people, little slip. They can put their credit card number in so they can get on auto ship too. Thank goodness for LifeWave. This is just wild. These people have too much money that make this kind of stuff. This is just...
Drones will allow us to do just that.
This is one MLM.
Yes. When disaster strikes, we can bring hope to others.
When disaster strikes, LifeWave is going to send out drones. So if you think of people that have signed up for this and they're going to be buying into this story of, like, we're saving the world. This is going to be energy that is going to be, it's going to be so... this is another opportunity that you can sell to people. It's another product. You're going to be able to have so much energy. In fact, you're going to be able to sell it to the grid. And then when there's, danger or there's strife, there's war. We're going to help that too. So people are going to be just cemented to this vision. This is so dangerous. And it's so absurd. And there's so many good people that constantly get recruited into this.
We can do this in the form of relief aid and patches and expose our brain.
I was joking. I was joking when I said relief aid and patches. Like, I didn't say, he said relief aid and patches. I was joking that they were going to actually fly over and drop X39 patches, but he said it, relief aid and patches. This company has been around, I believe, 20 years. And this is what is considered a legitimate business and legitimate business model. All the money that participants are spending on these X39 patches and other things are going to this guy that is making all these inventions. And then he's selling this idea to keep people in this MLM. So when disaster strikes, the first thing that people need, really the only thing people need, are patches, patch relief. Do you remember that song, Patches, I'm Coming to You? I don't think most people will, but there'll be a few old timers that like tune into this. And it was down by the river that flows by the coal yards. You know that one, Patches, I'm coming to you. That's what I think of when I think of patches. But when you are going to send over relief in the form of multi-level marketing patches, the level of delusion here is just off the charts. And most consumers are unaware this is going on. They really don't see a problem with multi-level marketing companies. Most people still believe that it's kind of harmless and it's just supporting somebody with a little dalliance into MLM. They don't see this kind of stuff. They don't see that this is beyond just like making a joke and, you know, me being sarcastic and mocking this company. This is keeping people locked into these schemes. It's so manipulative.
Brand to a broader audience through resulting press coverage. Our principal mission, though, hasn't changed.
So what his idea is that the drones are going to send patch technology to people in need when disaster strikes, and then they're going to get press coverage, and that's going to really grow your business too. You can't make this shit up.
I'm determined to find solutions for stopping and reversing human aging.
Why?
And it's incredibly rewarding to see just how much progress we've made in this endeavor. I can tell you that LifeWave is truly a world leader on this subject. Patents on
every MLM is a world leader.
On these and other inventions will ensure that LifeWave will only be growing bigger, stronger, and more influential for decades to come.
A patch for everything. There's a patch for that. So many patches.
And that's through this proprietary technology that is ours alone. So the great news, we all share a common vision.
Oh yeah, there's a picture of him, of course.
To help others by empowering people to take control of their well-being, their livelihood, and their longevity.
Look at this. I wonder how many hours a day he spends playing around in this little spaceship here.
As we continue to innovate.
Look at this. Can you imagine going to work like this? You're the captain of your ship.
And serve the needs of our customers. Together, we will be unstoppable. So, let's share the light and let's be the light.
Okay, so LifeWave sells patches. They're now saying that they've created, or they're going to invent, or they have it, this energy, a new technology, and also drones that will drop off patches to people, and then you're going to get press coverage, which is going to explode your multi-level marketing business even more. We're not done. We've got one more video to look at. And here is the documentary trailer, and it's called LifeWave Documentary Trailer, Unlock the Hidden Codes of Life. Intelligent design, down. belief that physical and biological systems observed in the universe result chiefly from purposeful design by an intelligent being, from chance. This is for the multi-level marketing company LifeWave. It commissioned a documentary, and I know participants were talking about this, saying it's like, you don't understand, we're even more legitimate because we have a documentary made about us. I got to get my hands on this documentary.
I was about 7 years old, and we had a family get-together at my grandparents' house. And one of my uncles was an inventor for Bell Labs, an extremely successful inventor.
Sweet dreams, little friends. And now for the Mandarin. First, I'm going to check my energy gauge. Oh.
My cousins, they said, hey, let's break away from the adults, and we want to go take a look at something.
My God. This is so stupid.
There. Go on.
I was concerned. The adults were outside. They probably were selling Tupperware. Mary Kay or Avon.
It's okay, let's go. Come on.
So we went up into the attic. Being in that environment, something started to really resonate with me. I just thought this was the coolest thing.
What? What is it? What the fuck is going on?
And when we got up there, there was something covered by this blanket.
It was a foosball table.
Cousins took the blanket off.
It was an old arm, like the old rocking chair with one wheel kind of half on, half off, and then a creepy doll with one eye open and one eye closed in it. It was it was a flux capacitor!
And I saw this incredible machine. It had all of these tubes.
And we went through the wall. And there was a closet. And when we went through the closet, we ended up in another land. I never seen anything like it. I touched it, and then I ended up, half of my body was above the roof, and the other half was separated, and my legs were kicking underneath it. I was transported. What is going on?
Tubes, electronic controls, dials, and I was immediately fascinated.
So can you imagine if it was just somebody, like they have like a ham radio, you know? That's all it was.
It was then that I knew that I want to be an inventor when I grow up.
This is also called main character syndrome, I believe.
My name is David Schmidt. I am a husband, father, inventor, and the CEO and founder of LifeWave. From when I was young, I always had an interest in exploring the world and learning about how things work. We didn't have the distraction of cell phones and computers, so I spent a lot of time outside with my friends exploring the natural.
Nobody else did this. You know, during that time, in a faraway time, long, long ago, when there was no such thing as these products where you could be distracted all the time. There was a time. Many of you have not experienced this. There's only I have. I would go out into nature because we didn't have these things. I lived during that time, and oh my God, this is great. Wow.
Natural world, looking at insects, going for walks in the woods, and trying to understand.
He wants to be a spaceman.
How all these
He wants to be an astronaut.
Things in nature function and enjoying the beauty of it.
Here we go. There's got to be the Fibonacci sequence in here too.
So we've asked science to tell us who we are. We have an answer.
Now, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this guy?
And many scientists are not comfortable with where that answer is leading.
The origin of life problem is, I think most scientists today claim that that is the most difficult problem, and we still face it. Sometimes people...
So do you gentlemen like purchase X39 patches on auto ship? Do you realize that you're in a documentary for a multi-level marketing scheme? And if so, if you're aware of that, why in the fuck would you do this? This is a disastrous life choice. You guys are some white hairs. You guys are some older gentlemen right now. This isn't the way to like end off, like cap off your career, unless like you've always been in multi-level marketing. What the fuck are you thinking?
Talk about, well, we could create life in the lab, but in that case, it's usually an intelligent design explanation because you have the scientists with their intelligence bringing together chemicals, not that they find in nature, but from a chemical supply company, and then putting them together in some very intentional way.
Science is arriving at the place where our ancestors invited us to begin. And that is with the understanding that we are part of, rather than separate from, the world around us. Could it be that who or whatever is responsible for us left us a message? If this is true, where would we look for proof?
God has left his fingerprint in nature and in natural design. And by studying nature with this perspective, we can unlock some secrets that have been hidden. The DNA is thought of as a reservoir or a repository of information, but actually it's much, much more than that.
There's a message encoded into the DNA of all life. What it says:
sign up with LifeWave X39. Yours for only $79.99.
Is that the elements
that network marketing is a legitimate business opportunity where the average everyday person can start a business with no experience. It is embedded in your DNA.
that make us who we are not random. And as we begin to embrace what that means, that we are part of everything that we see happening in the world, it gives new meaning to what it means to be human. Not only are we more than the product of random processes, we are designed to interact with the world around us as well as the world within us.
In our DNA, there is actually...
This is, oh my God. You know, most people, they just don't have time for this stuff. They're just hoping that they can find a place to live and get enough food. You know, they're literally living paycheck to paycheck. And you got this stuff going on, talking. It's like these men marveling, you know, talking with each other about the mysteries of life. this should have happened. This should have been a phase that you passed out of in like late teens, early 20s. You know, it's fine to go through that. This is just so stupid. This is so brutal.
A link to the ether where light is emitted.
Light is information.
A link to the ether where the light is emitted. Okay, got it. All right.
Information and transmitting information into the world around us, into the field around us.
Light, as it turns out, is the primary control mechanism for everything else that happens in the body.
And that is why I decided to start a multi-level marketing company. With all of this knowledge and the light coming through and unlocking the DNA and the transmission of knowledge, the best service to mankind is to open a multi-level marketing company and recruit people who can also recruit people into it. This makes so much sense.
If we can understand the language of the DNA, the code by which this all works, that means we can use light in an entirely different
Please talk about the lobsters.
way.
He talks about worms too, I think.
To improve our health,
In another video.
our quality of life, and even change the way we age. What if we could
Oh my God, there's the Iron Man comic book. The lore! Do you remember that one video I did where he had the Iron Man figurines behind him? This is an individual who's just living his best life, all his fantasies, and he's just making it his reality. He really is. He's like, I'm just going to make a documentary. I'm going to make a spaceship, and I'm going to make my own company, and I'm going to pretend I'm an astronaut. I'm going to file all these patents, and then all these people are going to fuel this because I'm going to open up a multi-level marketing company to do so. So this documentary, it's just about him, this weird, narcissistic, delusional, like worshiping of him, how special, how unique he was, how it's like, it just shows him, we went up into the attic. And what I saw amazed me. The light from God comes above. It was like, well, what the fuck was it? Turn some dials. What was it? Was it a radio? So many questions I think they'll remain unanswered.
have an external electromagnetic field that would essentially reset the stem cells that are already in our bodies and get them to function like younger, healthier cells. What if we could embed wavelengths of light into water that would trigger the regenerative mechanisms and cause people to heal at a rate as when they were younger? What if we actually found out that in a book that was written thousands of years ago, that information already existed? The first sentence of the book of Genesis is about, in the beginning, how God created the heavens and the earth. So when God was creating the heavens and the earth, there was a mathematical blueprint, and that blueprint shows up in nature. And it happens to show up in organisms that don't age.
Okay, it says, the earth and the heaven God created in the beginning, 400, 1, 6, 40, 10, 40, 305. Take this down. This is a code from 2025. Is anybody out there? Can you hear this signal? Mayday, Mayday. We are overrun by multi-level marketing schemes. Please send help. 400, 1, 40, 10, 5, 30, 1. I repeat, 1, 200, 2, 400, 10, 300.
The mathematical codes are identical.
Oh no.
The implications.
Oh, there's more numbers on top of numbers. Now there's numbers that are 296, 407, 395, 401, 86, 203, 913. Sending out an SOS.
To this are absolutely extraordinary.
Oh, there's more numbers down here too. We've got 888, we've got 777, and we've got 999.
There's a new philosophy that is emerging in the scientific community. And the philosophy simply says,
Is this the MLM scientific community? I wonder what these scientific conventions are for all these MLM scientists. If they have their own conventions too, and they all trade notes. What documentary were you on? Oh, I've really wanted to work with David Schmidt. Is his little warp core drive as cool as it looks on the videos? Oh, it's so amazing. We figured out how to put light embedded into the water, and then it goes into your body, and then it makes the stem cells like you were young, and then it heals you just as fast as when you were a kid. We've also created a new energy source that our participants can send to the grid. And then we're also going to make drones. And so when there's relief, you don't need the government. You've got us. We're going to send out relief in the form of, we're going to have patch relief. The scientific community is abuzz these days.
As that consciousness informs itself through its creations. And I think it's no accident.
Is the consciousness in the room with us right now? Oh, yes, they're going to have this. This is this meme. Look at this. You just need to have that woman staring at it like, what's going on?
It's only now, at this time in history, only now, we find the message that reveals the deep truth of our existence.
Only now. Only LifeWave. Only David Schmidt. Only now. At no other point anywhere has anybody ever discovered anything as life-changing as this. Only now. I wonder how many times, how many presentations there's been over the years where people have said this exact same thing. Word for word. Yeah, I said word for word. I kind of stumbled out there. It was like bird is the word, but I meant to say word for word. Now is the time. No other time in history. Now is the time.
Question is, what is our potential? What are the limits of a human body?
There are no limits.
What drives me is that there's this enormous sense of hope that we can create technology to generate clean energy, that we can have foods that aren't genetically modified, and we can meet all of the needs on the planet that we have to, and that we can heal people and give them their lives back.
My God.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There is more information there than most people would ever realize.
Coming soon. Well, that's LifeWave. That's what the LifeWave update is. I'd like to see Anagic and Super Patch go after LifeWave, and LifeWave to battle them too. We have the best water. We have water ionizer. We have light infused water. Ours is sacred. Oh, I've got divine inspiration. I even have a documentary made about me. What do you have? Oh, well, we've been around for 50 years. And when we get up to level 6A, we get a little tree planted in a garden. We got to fly there, go to convention, then we walk across the stage. And David Schmidt says, well, I've got a spaceship at my headquarters. Super Patch says, well, my stickers have my fingerprint on them, and the ridges of my fingerprint are what actually helps do whatever. And knowing all that with the endless chain recruitment aspect, an infinite supply of people, your success is just completely up to you. You can see why multi-level marketing is a truly legitimate business model. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.